This may look like your average Dell laptop computer, but it's not. It's actually
a terror laptop of doom.
Recovered from a moderate Syrian rebel group, it was supposedly left behind by an ISIS terrorist. And reportedly, it contained a document on how to weaponize the bubonic plague. Holy f***, let's bomb them. What? We're already bombing them? Well, let's bomb them in Syria. I don't care if we're getting in the middle of a civil war, and that by bombing ISIS, the U.S. would inadvertently be helping Assad, which they wanted to bomb less than a year ago. And it was U.S. bombing in Iraq that helped create ISIS in the first place. And anytime the U.S. engages in these sort of bombing campaigns, there are significant unintended consequences. Yep, let's bomb these f***ers. Like rapper NATO C says, drop more bombs than North Korea. What, you've never heard of NATO C? The lyric, hating on me like gonorrhea because I dropped more bombs than North Korea? Surrounded by squares around here. Only problem, there is no
laptop of doom.
As investigative journalist Marcy Wheeler noted, if the story is true, then we are to believe that a very skilled and dangerous ISIS terrorist forgot their laptop, that they didn't protect any of the sensitive information inside with a password, that moderate forces in Syria fighting ISIS chose not to look for intelligence on the laptop themselves, or even turn the damn thing on for 8 months until the United States was again considering airstrikes in Syria. So then what's behind this story? The military and journalism industrial fear complex. Basically an industry of journalists who team up with anonymous sources in the Pentagon to make the case for bombing foreign countries by releasing horrific headlines and stories that may or may not be true. For example, in 2013, there was Al-Qaeda's
Legion of Doom conference call.
Not to be confused with the early 1980s Legion of Doom conference call, including Lex Luthor, the Joker, and the Scarecrow. Also not to be confused with another lesser-known Legion of Doom conference call featuring World Wrestling Tag Team Champions Hawk and Animal.
Because there's nothing better that the Legion of Doom likes is a good gang fight, right, Hawk? Swelling of the fluid sac surrounding the brain, contusions, inner bleeding.
Scary, but not as scary as the
Legion of Doom
conference call reported exclusively by the Daily Beast that featured Al-Qaeda leaders discussing plans for a pending attack over the phone. That story came amid a flurry of U.S. bombing strikes in Yemen. Later it was learned that no such telephone conference call ever took place. And just in case you thought the use of a
laptop of doom
was something new, it's not. There was a mysterious Iranian laptop that was handed over to the International Atomic Energy Agency in 2004 that was purported to expose unknown elements of Iran's nuclear program. Turns out, that evidence was likely fabricated. Yes, there are legitimate threats, and there are people planning to do and doing awful, awful things, as you've seen covered all month long. And if there was an actual
Legion of Doom,
then ISIS would be pretty damn close to it. At least they'd be close to one member of it, Scarecrow, whose superpower happens to be fear gas. Yes, a gas that brought people's worst fears to life. And through horrific violence, ISIS does an effective job spreading fear on its own. But to make matters worse, the media establishment in the United States helps them. Every day, every hour, pundit by pundit, we're sprayed with fear gas. And all we focus on is the shit that scares us, and rarely do we have a moment of self-reflection about whether or not we should be this afraid. Ah! But we're starting to see how all of this works. For example, if the situation in Libya continues to deteriorate, we can take this video of a pool party at the abandoned U.S. Embassy in Tripoli and simply declare it a
terrorist Legion of Doom pool party.
The point is, it's not up to the Pentagon, and it's not up to the White House, and it's not up to Congress to tell us how afraid we should be. It's up to journalists, people looking for the facts and not looking for bylines under
Legion of Doom headlines
or cocktails with John McCain. Those people have come to represent a military and journalism industrial fear complex. Reporting from Washington, D.C., Sam Sachs redacted tonight.
Sam,
Ah! Oh.